Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Today is Wednesday, December 13th of 2017. My name is Pete Connor, your show's host. And boy, we got something going on here. In just a little bit, you're going to see. We've got Captain Jeff Mundale and Detective Joel Hunt here, along with the department's drone, and you'll see that in just a little bit. And once we've cleared the deck, if you will, with the equipment, then Nancy Ness from the Steele County Food Shelf and Mike Schwertfager from Arrow Ace Hardware will be with us to tell us about the Food Shelf Roundup fundraiser. Always as a reminder, we appreciate your input as to what you see and hear here on Owatonna Today. So if you do have people that you would like to have receive recognition or an event that needs some publicity, why don't you let us know of that? Give us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by calling Leanne, our show's producer, at 390-5751. And now we're going to take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with Captain Jeff and Detective Joel. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
This is Nancy Ness, Executive Director of the Steele County Food Shelf. I want to thank you for considering rounding up your purchases at our local Arrow Ace Hardware store during the month of December. 100% of your donations will go to benefit those in need during this special time of year. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and welcome to Jeff Mundale and Joel Hunt and whatever its name is. Huh?
So far, Owatonna Air 1 is the
non-exciting
name we've given it.
Well, the newest piece of equipment, I'd like to say it's probably a new toy for certain people, Joel. But anyway, we're going to find out about this drone and how it has come to be here and in our city. And Jeff, tell us, what's the nascence of having this piece of equipment as a part of our local PD?
Well, it's drones are just new technology emerging in the law enforcement field, and there's definitely some very practical applications for law enforcement, in addition to other city governments.
Sure.
We'll utilize it for improving safety of officers and improving service to the community. So, for example, if we have a missing person or a search and rescue effort, the drone will come in very handy where maybe the traditional aircraft cannot fly based on conditions, or they can't fly in close proximity to the ground, whereas the drone could do that. We use it for intelligence gathering, for maybe tactical missions to keep officers safe. It's not going to be used for routine patrols. It'll be under strict guidelines of department policy. So in addition to that, other city governments departments will use it as well. For example, the fire department could use it for emergency management, flood evaluation, detecting hotspots in buildings, doing rooftop inspections, bridge inspections, road work inspections that the engineering department will certainly use.
Interesting. Yeah. It caught my ear, the infrared or the hotspots in buildings. Will this be equipped then with an infrared locator or a camera that will, as the fire department has?
Correct. At some point, that's about maybe the last piece of equipment that we wish to purchase. Cameras are very expensive for this unit. That FLIR is about $14,000 just for that single camera. So that's something that's going to take some time to acquire. But there's definitely some advantages for that FLIR. I mean, it'll aid in finding missing persons because you'll be able to detect hotspots, maybe article identification recovery from crime scenes. And in addition, you could fly over buildings and detecting hotspots to keep firefighters safe.
Yeah. You talked about the cost of at least the cameras. What is the unit, as we see it sitting here, what is this unit worth to us?
Right here, it's sitting with about $24,000.
Okay. Now, is that a line item that you have at PD, or did you get the money from other places?
This was a situation where we had abandoned property proceeds from an abandoned property that we use to fund this device.
Okay.
So Detective Hunt can break down some of the costs, but we see 2 cameras here, and then just the main unit.
Okay. So this is going to be a part of your purview in terms of your piece of the pie at PD.
Correct.
In terms of patrol?
Right now, I'm the detective the captain of investigations,
Okay.
but starting January 1, Captain Rethmeyer and I will be switching roles again. I'll be overseeing patrol,
Okay.
and Captain Rethmeyer will be overseeing investigations.
Very well. Okay, good. Well, thanks for that overview. Joel?
So I'm the tech guru, or at least I could do a PowerPoint a long time ago, so I've been deemed such. So I've been tasked with, along with the rest of the technology committee at the department, in looking into the drone purchase. Engineering was also looking into drones, and when we caught wind of that, they were looking at something that was a lot less expensive, but wouldn't serve as many purposes as we need. So when we looked at it, we felt we were better off getting a drone that'll do it all and making it available to all the different departments.
So this is kind of a collaborative, as I think, Jeff, you mentioned, a collaborative effort on behalf of a number of departments.
Yeah, so the thing that really turned us on to this one is that the batteries are actually heated and can take the cold weather, so and they're a larger capacity. With a couple cameras on it, we can get 28 minutes of flight time out of the unit. With no cameras, just the point of view camera, we could fly up to 38 minutes. So that's really important. With the batteries that we've purchased, we're looking at being able to sustain flight completely. So we'd have to land and change batteries and take off again, but we'd have enough batteries for an ongoing situation or an ongoing search to keep this in the air and not have downtime to charge batteries. So that was important to us. The different features, the easy to use, and the fact that the company is going to stay in business. A lot of drone manufacturers have come and gone already. DJI's kind of stuck around and has become one of the leaders in the industry. So
this unit that is in front of us has all of the trappings of kids who work with
video games.
Remote,
yeah, and it's very similar. I have a drone myself made by the same manufacturer, much smaller and less expensive. But the application that runs it that I have on my cell phone is exact same as the application that we can fly this with. So it's very user friendly. It has GPS and compasses within it, so when I launch it up into the air, it'll sustain flight on its own. It'll sit there and hover as long as it has that GPS fix.
Sure.
So if we want it to sit in one position and watch something, we can sure do that, and it'll just stay for us. The unit itself has HDMI ports on the back of it, so it will actually, we can remote out to a TV, so we can show a larger view to a command post or the sergeant or anything like that. So there's a lot of capabilities. There's also a second remote that we're looking to purchase, so that way, in the eyes of safety, somebody can focus on flying it, and then the other person can focus on the mission and viewing the screen and working with the incident commander that's actually wanting that information.
What are some of the parameters that it has? As an example, how fast does it go? How high can it go?
Yeah, so the top speed is around 43 miles per hour, and it can sustain winds about half of that. With it in the sport mode, it has been up to 51 miles per hour, but it quickly tells you that the motors are going to overheat and slows it down. So it does have that capability to go faster, but that's to sustain it in the higher speeds. So it really is a really nice unit and flies itself as long as the GPSs and everything are working.
Some of these things, like the propellers, that obviously work as a helicopter, but then they are able to change pitch and be able to make it go forward, backwards, whatever, 360, I suppose, eh?
Yep, they're easy inputs, so lift it up, turn it, rotate it. The cameras also move, and with easy manipulation, you can switch between which camera you're viewing. Right now, we have the zoom camera and the standard camera on there. the different cameras give us different abilities with the, you can pan, rotate 360 degrees. You know, we have other cameras that are heavier, so when you're thinking about your payload and your time in flight, you might want to select different cameras. So not only can the drone rotate and maneuver, but the cameras can too. You can tap a point and it'll fixate on that certain object, and then you can kind of really focus on piloting. So.
Does it have any voice recognition capabilities so that you can tell it to do something?
I can't talk to it, but it can talk to me. So yeah, that's
smarter than that.
Yeah, that's a good relationship. I'm used to that. I'm just told what to do. So yeah, it'll give you voice commands. It also calculates battery life. So when I take off and I start traveling away from my location, and it has about a range of 4.5 miles line of sight, perfect conditions. I haven't seen that sort of length out of it because different things like trees, you know, interference from large iron ore deposits can affect it. A blown transformer, different things can affect that distance. So, you know, we've gotten maybe a mile out of it line of sight right now, but that enables us to do different things with it and, you know, view things from safe locations.
Yeah. Jeff, I see it's an aircraft, piece of aircraft equipment, isn't it? And it's got a beacon light on it, on the back, 2 of them. What sort of licensing does this thing require us to have?
Right, so we'll be able to utilize this different than the recreational user with a Part 107 certification, as well as a COA, which is a Certificate of Authorization. So it will allow us to fly above 400 feet. It will allow us to fly at night, over crowds, over public events. What else am I missing on some of those?
Yeah, out of line of sight. I don't know
line of sight.
So all those are important to maybe accomplishing the mission, and we have to write that into our certificate of authorization to the FAA, that if we're violating those certain rules of flight with the drone, that what safety measures are taking place to protect people when we're doing things like that. Your standard user can't fly over 400 feet, can't you know, fly out of line of sight, those things. This has some safety features built into it. If there's an incoming aircraft, we can see it. The aircraft doesn't necessarily see us, but we can see their transponder, and it'll warn us to get out of its way.
In addition, you can tell it to return home. It's got GPS coordinates, so it'll just come back home on its own.
To 204.
Right?
Wonderful. Correct. A new advent, a new law enforcement has just taken a major turn, hasn't it? So, well, it's good. And I think it is going to be good. We're going to be looking forward to seeing how you're using it and what reports we get afterwards. And hey, thanks for bringing it here and giving us the scoop on how it's going to be used and other pieces of information. As always, you guys you do a nice job. So appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas to both of you. Hey, thank you for being with us here today to see this wonderful piece of equipment. We're going to take some time now for some commercial messages, and we'll be right back with the next segment, so please stay with us.
The majority of fatal home fires happen at night when people are sleeping. Smoke alarms give you time to escape. We recommend that you have a smoke alarm in every sleeping room of the house and on every floor in the common living areas. Smoke alarms should be tested monthly, and batteries should be replaced at least once a year. This is a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and the Village of Yesteryear. Check out our website for current exhibits and our monthly programs.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and a hearty welcome to Nancy Ness and Mike Schwertfager. We're going to talk a little bit today about, again, Steele County Food Shelf. As always, like to talk about that.
Right.
It's important to our county and important to us people. And we're going to also talk about Mike and his role at Arrow Ace Hardware, because you guys have come to partner in something called a Roundup Fundraiser. Is that right? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's right, Pete.
Yeah.
We came together, and this is a new software that we have developed and that we invested in this year. So this is the first time we're doing a Roundup feature.
Huh.
And we asked our manager, Michael in Owatonna, what fundraiser, what local fundraiser would you like to raise funds for this December? And he brought up the Steele County Food Shelf would be a great choice. And I called Nancy, and she was enthusiastic about it, and she's been really great to work with. And so how it works is any customer that comes in and to make a purchase, at that time of purchase, they will be either asked, or when they're just signing the signature pad, it will say, would you like to round up your purchase for the Steele County Food Shelf?
All right.
And then they have that opportunity. Sometimes it might be 18 cents, or sometimes it could be 99 cents.
Right.
And there's even an opportunity if they feel like they'd like to support it even more, you can type in your own dollar amount, or just tell Michael or one of the staff at our Arrow Ace store.
Yeah, and it would be the local Arrow Ace. So I know you got 10 stores or something like that, right?
Right, we have 10 locations.
Yeah, but this is only Owatonna. We're not going to, I don't suppose that if there's a store in Rochester, it would be supporting the Steele County Food Shelf. It'd probably be doing this for, and I think this fair question maybe is, are you going to be doing this organization-wide in other locations?
Right, and this is what's nice about doing this with this new feature is all the money stays local.
Yeah.
So in Rochester, we actually are working with the Channel 1 Food Shelf there. We have every manager has chosen a separate local fundraiser for their store. So when they're asking customers, would you like to donate, they know it's staying local, and it's just a wonderful thing to be able to help this time of year.
Yeah, exactly. Nancy, this is the first time you've had something happen at this time of the year. Typically, we're looking at, March, I know, is your big fundraiser, with the music thing and such, but always in kind of fundraising mode, aren't you?
Always, and it's really amazing to me how many different organizations come forward. There's a lot of food drives. We just had the holiday train that we talked about not too long ago, so that was a nice fundraiser for us. And some of the schools now have been doing food drives for us. So it is a busy time of year. It's a special time of year, especially for our customers at the food shelf, and for people to be willing to come out and do a fundraiser like this is just wonderful, and we see it so often throughout Steele County that it's been great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike, your role with the firm is you're in marketing, sales?
Well, I'm in marketing and advertising manager. So like you mentioned before, we have 10 locations. So I have to make decisions on all of the newspapers. I'll choose the products that go into the circulars, the other different advertising things. It's definitely a full-time job with 10 locations to figure out how to get the word out about sales and just talking to people in the community.
Sure. So in a way, indirectly I guess, but in a way that if people want to participate in the Roundup on behalf of Steele County Food Shelf, they come into Arrow Ace Hardware, there's, I'm here, I might as well pick up the battery, I might as well do something like that. So there's kind of an indirect benefit to the firm as well. Not that it's, the promotion is going to, primarily be beneficial to the firm because it is going to be for the food shelf, but you know, as a part of a marketing endeavor, you know, there's some a collaborative effort here.
Sure, sure. Well, it's great to be, you know, when people come into our store and they think about, you know, maybe they're buying a gift for a loved one or something like that. You know, we hope they think about maybe helping our local charity here.
Sure,
you know.
Exactly. Okay. Let's just push the pause button on the story for a bit, and let's talk about the new store. Can you give us an update as to how that's coming along and when you might be looking at opening?
Well, you know, our address is going to change, but we're not moving that far away.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Vine Street, and right now we're at the 208 North Cedar Drive. It's just right through the back door, almost through the back alley, and we've been keeping track of all of the, you know, progress. I've been to Owatonna a number of times, taking photographs. We do updates on our Facebook page every week to show pictures what's happening on the inside. I know last week they were painting the walls, and they were tiling the bathrooms. We're going to polish the floor, and then I'd say before Christmas we're going to actually be inside the building. We'll be setting up, and our team at Aero Ace is going to be doing a lot of the work ourselves. So you know, district managers, staff. We're going to be setting up all of the shelving, putting the products in. We're going to have quite an expanded selection, especially in like lawn and garden, and also our grill department is going to be much greatly expanded, which is one of the things that it's been so hard with our current location, because we have about enough room for maybe 2 or 3 grills in our current location, and that's going to be quadrupled, doubled, you know, a number of times. So
you've had to count on outside storage in a big way for a lot of your products, haven't you?
Right. Yeah.
When is the grand opening? When do you plan to have a grand opening?
Yeah, we're looking at April as our grand opening. We're hoping that sometime in March we'll be able to open like a soft opening.
Okay.
There is going to be a period of time where we'll have some departments will be completely in the new store, and some of our departments will be in the old store. So if you're looking for electrical items, that might be in our new store, you know, already set up, but plumbing might be in the old store. So luckily we're close by, and that'll be fun.
This store will be of size that compares to some other stores that you have in the network?
Right. We have like about a 10,000 square foot store, which is double the size of what we currently have. So that seems to be the right size for the kind of products and the convenience that we offer the customer. You know, one of the great things about our stores is you can park not too far away from the front door, and that's pretty important when it's minus 20 degrees below zero.
Exactly right. Nancy, the fundraiser, what is the objective? What do you folks hope to achieve? What is it that you're looking for?
Well, we're looking for as much donation in dollars as we can get through this fundraiser. It's just such a great idea. And of course it will go towards food. And especially this time of year, you know, it's important that we have things like soups and warm foods, lots of meats that people can have for their holiday dinners if they need to. So, yep, anything that we can do to get those shelves stocked is what we're going to be doing.
What's the status now of your inventory?
Well, actually today, as we're here talking, we're getting a truck from Channel 1 in, so after today it'll be in great shape. But we've had a lot of donations, like I said earlier, and the shelves are looking pretty good. But it doesn't take long when we are getting rid of about 40,000 pounds a month. It doesn't take long to empty those shelves.
Channel 1 is not free. There is some cost to that, isn't there?
There is cost to it. Not everything. Some items are free, but mostly we do have to pay for the food that we get through them. But it is discounted. So the $10 that we spend through Channel 1 goes a lot further than the $10 that you spend at the grocery store. So that's what makes it so beneficial. When people are willing to donate dollars versus canned goods, it's really nice for us.
Exactly. And speaking of the food donation, you know, obviously people can go out to the shelf and bring things there. Is there going to be an opportunity for items to be delivered to Aero Ace Hardware? Is that part of the program, or is it just going to be a round up to the next dollar or the it's going to be strictly a money deal.
This is just money.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So
But if they do want to bring donations, by all means, come on out to the food shelf.
yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Don't bring them to the hardware store.
We're kind of tight the way it is.
Yeah, right.
We don't have any more room.
Exactly. We might have outside. Well, that's great. I surely hope that it proves to be of great benefit. It's going to be of benefit, you know, irrespective of what you raise. It's going to be of benefit, and you're going to have an opportunity to showcase, you know, a local business that is really participating in a big way to help the food shelf and help the people who are.
We really love these partnerships.
Yeah, that's great. Well, good. Thanks for being here to share all of that with him. Mike, best wishes with the new store, and nice to meet you, and we'll hope to see you around.
Great.
Nancy, always nice to see you, and
Thank you, Pete.
we'll look forward to seeing you again, and Merry Christmas to the both of you.
You as
Merry
well.
Christmas.
And thank you for being with us today. We're going to take a short break for some commercial messages, and then we'll be back to close. Stay with us.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Some community announcements for you today. We have volunteer advocates to assist the Crisis Resource Center with their 24-hour crisis hotline by answering answering calls by the use of a Crisis Resource Center phone. The Crisis Resource Center provides the volunteer with a 40-hour advocacy training program and always has an advocate to help and answer questions. Anyone who is interested in this particular program can contact the center at 507-451-1202 or by email at crcsteelcnty@questoffice.net. Little Theater of Owatonna's 2018-2019 season will begin in the fall of 2018. If you're interested in directing and would like more information, please contact the Executive Secretary, Sharon Stark, at P.O. Box 64, Owatonna, or by email at sharon1889@charter.net. The deadline for applying is December 29th of this year. To help keep roads safe during the holidays, the Owatonna Police Department and the Steele County Sheriff's Department will be participating with law enforcement statewide in an extra DWI enforcement campaign starting now and on weekends through December 30th. Associated Church will host its second annual Blue Advent Worship Service on Thursday, December 21st at 6:30 p.m. in the chapel at the church, 800 Havana Road in Owatonna. The Blue Advent Worship Service is a service which recognizes that in the midst of the lights of family gatherings and celebration, there are those who grieve and those who are alone. A time of prayer and healing will be offered, and all are welcome to attend this prayerful and intimate service. That's going to take care of it for today. Why don't you come back to be with us on Friday when we will have City Administrator Chris Bussey and Superintendent of Schools Jeff Elstead. Thanks again for being with us today. We look forward to having you back on Friday.